Hello, and welcome to the Valley. Today, I am your host, Janet Michael. Today's show is all about the Discovery Museum because Labor Day weekend is just around the corner, and those that have listened for a while know what that means. Dawn Devine is joining me. She is their executive director. Tammy Stevenson is on the Zooms with me as well. She is director of development and marketing. And Dawn, I'm really excited to hear about what's going to happen when you take your yearly closing over Labor Day. But before we get into that, how has summer been? Because you do summer camps, and there's a ton of stuff that happens at the museum during the summer.
I think people don't ever realize that summer is as busy for us as the winter is. We have 40 some odd summer camps that are taught by literal educators with curriculum. Each one has its own educational venue. You can learn about space, you can learn about chess, and it's so much fun. We had a fairies camp and someone came dressed up as Fiona. We do all the way from preschool all the way up to sixth grade and have a lovely time. And that did come to a close because kids are back in school a little earlier this year, which is always a little sad for us, but that was a great success. But we also do field trips over the summer, which is wonderful. There's lots of park and recs that come and visit us. We have some unique, different field trips that come in during the summer months. So I've been lucky enough through the years. I've toured about 30 plus children's museums across the country. There's over 330 across the country, and all children's museums, their lowest attendance time are September and October. Which, when you think about it, the bigger kids are back to school. It's usually nice outside wherever you live. I come from Minnesota, and even we have a little respite in weather for a couple months. And so parents are usually taking kids to the park and doing other educational learning experiences, which we love. But we decided when I came here 6 years ago, we decided to capitalize on this time and shut down for the week of Labor Day. And each year we make some changes, sometimes huge. People will remember the first year we did it. We completely changed the first floor, took away an ambulance that some people are still a little sad about, put in an excavator. So we've changed the vehicle, I guess we should say, and turned it into building. Then last couple years, we focused on second floor, and the reviews for that have been phenomenal. My office is on second floor, and I love to hear the kids come out of the stairwell or get off the elevator and are like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's so much fun. This year, it won't be quite so contained, but we have a couple huge things, one of which I have been waiting to do since I came 6 years ago. Most children's museums have some kind of art somewhere in the space that's always available. And parents out there, parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, you know there are certain kids that really only resonate with art. They like the other stuff, but they really want to do the creative pieces. And so we are actually turning our studio into a fully functioning art studio that will have art available every single day that you visit the whole school year. Of course, we'll still have to use them for summer camps. So the 3 months of summer camp, the studio will have to close down. But every week, there will be an intended process orientated art piece for kids to explore different types of art. So different textiles, yarn, watercolors, crayons. There will be a paint your own face station so kids can actually paint their own faces and leave some iconic marks on their faces while they're looking in the mirror. And then there will be a Lego area for them to build on too. So that will always be there. So we're really excited about that. The other piece we're focusing on that third floor is we've gotten a lot of feedback. We do surveys every single year in the fall typically, and we've always gotten feedback that parents really like if there is a kind of fenced off designated area for littles. It makes it safer. It keeps the littles in an area that they can actually crawl, practice their standing on things. And when big kids are running around, which they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to use walking feet, but just when they're running around, littles will fall right on their little rumps and get hurt. So we decided that we'd finally put in a designated littles area on third floor, and that's going to have a train focus because lots of our little friends love trains. So that one's really fun and exciting. So you'll see those two changes on third floor. And then fourth floor, we're moving on up. The vestibule area, which most people don't know, has an office off the one side. And one of the things that we've really looked for is a quiet area. because we know lots and lots of people really need some downtime when you're in the museum. Obviously,
Even the employees?
I was going to say, is this for staff or
This is for
parents?
staff. Dawn will be in there on Wednesday afternoon. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. We definitely museums are fun and exciting. I've had some good friends in
Yeah.
Winchester comment to me that they've brought their grandchildren
Mhm.
on a Saturday that was rainy, and they were like, "Oh my gosh." And I'm
Mhm.
like, A, you picked a rainy day, so that
That's
was
right.
your own doing. And B, Saturday is our busiest day. So we do try to tell people, if you're ever looking for a little bit quieter experience for
Right.
maybe a first time, or you have somebody that really does have some sensory issues, afternoons and Sundays are the best days to come. Because ironically, at about 1 o'clock, a light switch changes. Everybody goes home for their naps, and we get pretty quiet. If you come in at 1:30ish, you'll be surprised at how different the experience is, or Sundays. But
Right.
we've decided to make a dedicated area. So up on the fourth floor, an office space now comes exhibit space. So we'll actually increase our square footage for kids, and it will focus on stars and literacy. So there will be actually a quiet area in there. It will be a rocket ship that's actually being made right now at my home over the weekend. My husband and my son are working on it. And that will have an absolute quiet area. And then the play structures inside of there will be dark. It will be blue lit. So it will really tone down all of the stimulus. And then there'll be reading areas in there. We will also have inside large scale light bright, which everybody loves. Everybody
Yeah.
remembers from back in the day. And so that will be very fun, but also quiet the play. But then in the vestibule, when you get off of the elevator, that is going to be space 2025 Space Odyssey. So we have tons of fun things. We decided it kind of leveled itself up as you're going up the space. And so we're like, rocket ships and space seem to be really excited. Our wonderful exhibit manager, Rory King, loves space. So he was getting very excited about it, trying to talk us into it for quite a while now. And
Yes,
we're
it
like,
was.
okay, we're going with space now. We've had some partnerships with NASA, with the Webb Telescope Group. We have some really fun things up in that vestibule office area. So it will feel like space in the vestibule, not quite as dark, not quite as quiet. And then it will feel like the lunar landing area when you go up into the office.
But
So
also what Dawn said about having the combination for if you have a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old, trying to make each floor work for the family. And so again, even the rooftop at this point, where like a 9-year-old could be really loving NASA, but the little one could get a book. So having
Yes.
both of those in the area for parents and grandparents, so both ages.
And you guys have always done a really good job of being able to manage the age ranges, the kids that come into the Discovery Museum, because it is pretty broad. You've got 2 and 3-year-olds, sometimes with those 9, 10, even 11-year-olds that
Yeah.
are coming in, all expecting a different experience. It's tailored just for them.
Yeah.
That's a very good way of putting it, Janet. It is
Yes.
a challenge. And when you look at child development, it does change exponentially. And yes, our sweet spot is like that birth 6 months up to 8 to 9. But
Mhm.
families are made of all different ages. And so we really welcome people of all different ages to come. There's a certain age, usually it's early teen, where they really want to show you they're not a baby anymore. And they're just like, this is all dumb stuff. But then ironically, we find that if we ever have high schoolers come in, they love the museum. They're back at that old, let me
They
show
are.
you how much fun I can have in a water table. And so it is funny the combinations of kids who are willing to let themselves go and play. But yeah, we do. We try to meet the families where they're at because we see 75 to 85,000 visitors on site. We impact tons more than that. We go up into the 100,000 or more when you talk about us going to schools and stuff. But we're the largest destination area, tourist area in the Old Town area. So we bring in tons of families, and we have to honor families where they're at and really reach whoever's coming and whoever's having a good time. We try to make sure that everybody has a positive experience in some way, shape, or form.
Adding and changing out these exhibits can't happen physically overnight. And that's why you have to close for that week in order to get old things out, to build in new things, to
Yes.
transport stuff from your house. The
Mhm.
rocket
That's
ship has to be
exactly.
delivered from your house.
Exactly.
You
And
need
I
all
think
of that time to transform those spaces.
And the
and
cleaning.
that's
That's
what I
a
was going
great
to say.
time. Yeah, it's a great time to clean, touch up the paint, wipe down the wall, because as
Oh,
we
yeah.
know, germs are there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what you do when you work with the public. And it's such a great time for us to literally reset everything.
Yes, as we get closer to this week, I reorder and I look at all of our backstops of all of our play engageables and I reorder all of them. Hard hats on first floor. It just takes wear and tear. Obviously, we do routine cleaning many times a
Oh, of
week.
course.
You can't keep up with it. Like Tammy said, touching up paint and things get nicked and hit. And our wonderful board and our exhibits and programming committee, we bring in tons and tons of community folks for that whole week to really maintain and make a wow experience for the families that come in. And so we're very thankful to them. That is a huge part of our board's commitment is they come and I remember the first time I did it, my husband and I ran a children's museum in Minnesota and we changed out our exhibits more frequently. We had a different model for our museum. And when I came here, they had opened this space in 2014 and they had never changed their exhibits before on a large scale. And so we got planning this, we're closing for the week of Labor Day. And all of my board members, I'm like, so if you guys come, they looked at me and they're like, I don't know how to build. Oh my gosh, like I can't
Right.
do this. And I was like, think of it this way. It's really like working for a theater and breaking down the set and then rebuilding the set. We in the museum world, we literally call everything like costumings and manipulables. And it really is a theater experience, like literally an imaginative experience when you come and engage with the exhibits. We just need it to be so sturdy that literally a 2-year-old can wail on it for an hour and a half. And I think when the board did it the first time, they were like, this is great fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're like painting things and moving things around and wiping things down and putting up signage and putting out the costuming and stuff like that. And they love it. So it's really it's a lot of work. And I've got to give Rory tons of credit because
Yeah.
she's been working for about 4 months on tons of pieces of this. Obviously, 2 years ago, he built a full barn. He built a food truck last year. He and his team work hard on creating these immersive experiences so kids can come and truly believe that they are on the farm riding a horsey. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of imagination and a lot of understanding of what early childhood play looks like.
When will you close and when will you reopen?
The last day we will be open is August 31st. Labor Day is Monday the 1st. So we will close. Monday the 1st is the first day we're actually closed. So Sunday 31st, we're open. Monday the 1st, we're closed. And then we will reopen to the public. You will get your first wonderful opportunity to see all the changes on Tuesday, September 9th. So
That's
Tuesday,
a lot of work in
September
a
9th.
short period of
Oh,
time.
it
It
is.
is.
Let me
Kudos to
tell you.
you.
It is the longest sprint you'll ever do. We're like counting down. Yeah, the exhibits team and my husband and myself will be there on the 1st on Labor Day and start building. Although I will say, we plan this. We have an exhibits committee that plans out 3 years, and we plan this to the point where we leave that second weekend as backup time in case something isn't going well. But we really literally do usually go home and not work on that weekend. And so it really hopefully it is that whole week. And then Monday, we get everything polished up, vacuum everything ready for the public. And then bam, 9 o'clock Tuesday morning, September 9th, we're ready.
Yep.
And it's always fun to see them because a lot of our members who know this and are used to this year after year, they come running into the door on that first day and they're so excited. What's changed? What's changed? And they run around and look.
Yeah, note to self, there's going to be a line at the Discovery Museum on Tuesday, September 9th.
September
So
9th.
prepare to not park in your parking lot.
That's it. That is definitely it. It creates some excitement, man.
Let's take a break. When we come back, the other big thing that you have that happens in September is your gala. So can we talk about it in the next segment?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to do all of that when we come back. We are on the Zooms today with Dawn Devine. She is the executive director at the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. Tammy Stevenson is joining her. She is director of development and marketing. We're going to learn about their gala happening on September 27th when we come back in just a couple of minutes. Hello, nonprofits. Have a project that's been sitting on the back burner? United Way NSV's Day of Caring returns on September 19th, and your nonprofit can be a part of it. This is the region's largest single-day volunteer event with over 900 volunteers ready to help. Whether it's painting, landscaping, organizing, or repairs, Day of Caring gives your organization hands-on support and saves thousands in maintenance costs. It's simple. Submit your project, let United Way match you with a team, focus more of your budget on what matters most, your mission. Learn more at unitedwaynsv.org/Day of Caring or reach out to dayofcaring@unitedwaynsv.org. Let us send helping hands your way. Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. We are on the Zooms today getting all of the updates and details from the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. Joining us is Dawn Devine. She is their executive director. Tammy Stevenson is on the Zooms with us as well. She is director of development and marketing. And I would be remiss if I didn't say one of my best friends for nearly as long as the Discovery Museum has been in existence, Tammy. How's that for a segue into the gala and your longevity?
That's right. Good thing I dyed my hair recently, or I would feel really intimidated right now. Yes, Janet, I think I'm not kidding. I think you might have been like the second person I met when I moved to Winchester in '92. I'm pretty sure you were like right in that top 5 of people I met.
And then you think I was in that stations though, right? You weren't actually working together.
Oh no, we did. We worked at
Winchester.
Yes.
We did.
And we actually met when Tammy was working at Maurice's.
Oh, yes.
And then when she came in to interview at Wink, I'm like, wait, I know you. And she's, wait, I know you too. And then she got the job and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Go.
And then she and her family fed me when I was pregnant with my first child because I always needed a snack. And my husband worked late at night. So I always went to Janet's, and her son, Josh, who is in his 30s, when I would show up, would say, "Oh, T's here. Let's eat."
He knew when Tammy's car pulled in the driveway, he was going to get ice cream or a snack or something.
We're having a snack. So, yes.
Yum.
We did.
Tammy, planning this gala is really cool because next year is your 30th anniversary, but there's a lot of work and thought and a little bit of secret stuff, secret sauce that goes into the gala every year.
I love the gala, one, because it's our grown-up playtime. Let's just be honest, right? Grown-ups can play with the kids, but this is when no kiddos are in the Discovery Museum. And that's a very rare occasion. So yes, September 27th, coming up really fast, is our gala. That is September 27th, and that's going to be 7 to 10. I think the cool thing about the gala is that it's at our museum. We have 19,000 square feet. Why would we not use what we have? And the joy of that for us is because we're so proud of what we have. And to have people come in that otherwise may not, if you don't have kids in your life, you may not come to the discussion. You wouldn't have a reason. And this is a really good reason to see what kind of community treasure we have going on right there at 19 West Cork. But the theme, as Janet just mentioned, our theme, especially the last 5 to 6 years since Dawn and I came on board, has been that the theme gives you a teaser for what the exhibit now will be. For example, last year, 2024, our theme was Wander the Waters. So when we reopened after Labor Day and before the gala, our new water table and our new boat were opened up on the floor. All I'm going to say is this year's theme is Up, Up, and Away, a 30-year soiree. So if I say up, up, and away, that could mean lots of things. It could mean kites. It could mean rockets. It could mean hot air balloons, planes, all the things. But it will definitely be up, up, and away. And of course, the focus is the rooftop. That's really the gig, is that because when we hit 30 years next year, which we can't believe is happening in 2026, we really want to focus on that rooftop. Just because it's up, up. It's what we're known for. It's the only bird's eye view in Winchester. It's the one defining piece that when people come downtown, they look up. It is a cool view. It's a great place. And we find that every person that comes through, that's almost the first stop especially new visitors. They go, can we go straight to the rooftop? That's exactly. And of course, we have our sock skating and everything in the winter. So the rooftop is our iconic piece. It's what makes us different. Yeah.
And there's an elevator to get there.
And there's an elevator to get there. Unless you need your steps and then
I never need my steps that bad.
I don't either. I'm with you, sister. But the cool thing about our gala, I believe, is that each floor has a theme. And so that's really fun for us. We have something different on each floor. We have food and drink and entertainment on the roof and things like that. But each floor has a theme. And so it's really fun to get these themes together and make each floor unique. Our committee is great. They start in, I think, January, we start meeting, at least get the date, the theme. But then as we go through, we solidify what each floor is. And the value of that also is that with the sponsors for the gala and then the night of the gala, we have a really fun auction. I think our auction is great because we have learned in the last few years too that we do a lot of experiences in our auction. Not that other things aren't valuable, but I think people want to do things. And so you will find like trips to wineries, a trip to a brewery, a getaway for the weekend, even a birthday party at the museum. Experiences that people, again, pulling the whole family together.
And it makes sense because the museum itself is all about the experience. You don't drop your kids and go. It's about being there and experiencing it with them. So it makes perfect sense.
And I'm sounding like a Hallmark card. We are just eternally grateful for what we've been given. This community supports us like coming into this 4.5 years ago, I've never seen anything like it. The people that love us just do, and they support us and they work on our behalf behind the scenes. And that's why we get these amazing auction items. That's why our decorations are second to none. Our sponsorships, like the food, the drinks, everything is just part of a big collaborative effort. And it means a lot to us. And to be celebrating 30 years is no joke for any business, but for a nonprofit to be holding on in a children's museum for 30 years, we don't take that lightly. And it's a lot of work behind the scenes, but it's so worth it, like Dawn said, to see people come in. And we love the adults. The superintendents of schools have been coming in to visit us, which has been a lot of fun this summer. We usually lose the guys on the excavator.
Oh, yeah.
If he's in a suit and tie, that's where we lose him. And we know there's lots of fundraisers in town. But we want you to come to ours because it's unique, because it is in the Children's Museum. It's unique because it is 4 floors. And it is unique because it's the only time we are an all adults grown up party time. And that's what we enjoy the most. And we want to give you a really good opportunity to see all the cool things we do.
As we're recording and people are listening in the middle of August, is it too late for someone to be a sponsor, to say, hey, I want to be part of that sponsorship family? Can they still do that? Are there opportunities still available?
What are you kidding? You're talking to the director of development. I'll take it an hour. No, we would like them by Labor Day, just because of printing and things. I'm sure all my printing partners are out there going, don't you dare say you have till the end. So by the end of the month, ideally by August 29th, at the end of this month, we would love to have all the sponsors in. But yes, there are opportunities to sponsor, which can come directly to me. But if you also want to get tickets, our website is discoverymuseum.net, and there is a graphic right in the middle of the page, and it says up, and away. And you can click right on it. It takes you right to our page. You can also buy your raffle tickets on that link. You can buy your additional drink tickets on that link. So you can go on and just take care of everything. And then we'll meet you on the 27th. But yeah, we have lots of opportunities. And even that night, if you're not into auctions, which some people are not, we have opportunities that you can send a kid to camp. You can make a donation to send a kid to camp. And last year we had, Dawn, I think it was 9 kids got a scholarship from our gala, because people were like, I don't really need any more stuff or experiences, but they will give us money for that. And they designated, and we're happy to do that. So
I love that idea.
I know.
Because
Isn't
it's
it
so
awesome?
cool to be at an event like that and have that experience yourself and think, I want this for a child. And be able to just write a check and know that, hey, there's going to be a kid that's coming through one of these camps because I was at this event.
Yes.
And I make that point because we are very specific about our giving. So if you want to give us that money for a scholarship, that is designated for a scholarship. We are not putting that in general funding. And I want to mention that because I think a lot of people go, oh yeah, they're just putting it in the giant pot, but we don't. And this money we get from the gala is not used like for admin, for salaries. That's not that. It goes back into our exhibits, back into our programs. That is one thing we do, and we are really serious about that. We all keep donor system and my notes and everybody's note. We are very diligent about honoring your gift if that's what you want to designate it for. And so in the gala, it's been a lot of fun because any of our sponsorships, like you mentioned, they do come with tickets to the event. I mean, if you can't come, you let me know who you want to come. We also have donors that do a sponsorship and they don't like social events. So they offer them to people that they know it would make a difference for them. Because it's an expensive night if you have a young child and you have to get tickets for yourself and babysitter. So it's so nice that some of our donors say, you know what, I'm going to give this to my neighbor. They have 2 young kids. Let them enjoy a night out. So again, big collaborative, all good, all feel good, all the goodness is happening.
Tell me one more time, where can people go get more information?
discoverymuseum.net, or you can message me directly. I don't mind at all. And that's Tammy S. at discoverymuseum.net. And I would love also to offer, Janet, it really doesn't have to do with the gala, but anybody out there that's listening to the Valley today, if you want a tour of the museum, come on over. I'd love to do tours. Dawn and I do those all the time. And it's a lot of fun, especially when people have never seen the museum.
Yeah, and if you don't have a little one in your life, but you don't have a reason for, I remember we used to be big Disney fans. And before we had kids, we're like, which neighbor child can we go ask if we can take to the movie with us? Here, you don't have to find yourself a child. You can just call Tammy.
Just come on in. But come see the museum. It has changed a lot. And we still have, like Dawn said, we still have people that come in and want to know about the ambulance. Actually, just last Friday, somebody asked. But we are at that point too now. And Janet, you'll remember this. We have people that come in now and go, I remember it on the Old Town Mall. Like they are
actually do remember it on the Old Town Mall.
And like my kids, that's where my kids, Connor and Haley, that's where they remember the Discovery Museum. That's where Josh remembers it. And so it's fun now to see that next generation coming through. And we're at an age now where that's happening. And that's a real joy for us as well, just to be part of that kind of history of Winchester.
So discoverymuseum.net. And then, of course, follow you on all the socials because you do more hints and post pictures and all kinds of cool, fun things there as well.
Yep. Facebook and Instagram, please. And comment and just message us if you need things. That's what we're there for. We're happy to talk to you about anything you're thinking about for the museum.
Miss Dawn, thank you for taking the time this morning. I do appreciate it. Such last minute getting on a Zoom.
This was fun. This is fun. It's all in who you know, man. And we love knowing Janet.
And Tammy, thank you for coordinating it all. And I still owe you a breakfast pancake. So we'll have to figure that out in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, twist my arm. That just sounds terrible, but okay. Just kidding. But we appreciate it, Janet. We're always happy to be on the show. Yeah. It's a good avenue for us, and it's exciting for all the things happening at the museum.
Yes, and people from Front Royal do come to the museum. It is not too far away. Let me
not
tell
at
you,
all.
We have people from all over.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, a few minutes after noon. So meet me here then.